What's up, everybody? Tyson Roush. Let's talk Jets. Hope everybody's doing excellent. Thank you, everybody who's been joining us for the live streams. We're doing some throwback streams. Also, we do our Tuesday night call-in show. And as we get closer to free agency and the draft, we'll do a lot more shows. You know, there's a lot more content out there. Right now, a lot of stuff out there is kind of repetitive. So it's like we don't really, you know, we're trying to keep it unique and not boring and entertaining for all of you. Thank you to everybody who's been helping support my fundraiser. I definitely appreciate it. I'm going to give a shout out to Matt O'Leary, who has an excellent Jets channel, which I'm sure most of you guys are already following. But I want to thank Matt for donating, you know, supporting. It's truly appreciated. Also, CJ with the Weapons Hot podcast. I definitely appreciate it, fellas. It's super cool to see that. A lot of these shows, like, we don't interact with a lot of other channels because they're just, our show's kind of unique. We have our great chat and our little community here, but we don't do that like real detailed, you know, personnel evaluations and film analysis. These guys know their stuff inside and out, and they would eat us alive in conversations. So we kind of stay in our own little area over here, but thank you for the support. You know, a few days ago, the Jets had a conference call with, you know, Coach Saleh and season ticket holders to kind of give back for them for donating their time and money to the team. And we're not donating, but spending their money on the team. And kind of, I think, probably also trying to lure in new season ticket holders as well. So the one thing I started thinking about was, what stage are the Jets in right now in terms of trying to acquire new fans or new season ticket holders? Are people willing to spend a couple $1,000s on this team to go to games for an entire season? And to me personally, and I'm one of those people, I'm probably a year away from even considering it. You know, I've had season tickets for about 12 years. I gave them up, and now it's like I go on a game by game basis. You know, and it's because first of all, it's an all day affair. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of energy, and a lot of times you don't get a return on your investment. You walk away disgusted or disappointed and everything else. So, you know, in terms of season ticket holders, the Jets are probably having some challenges right now selling tickets. So does that mean they spend big in free agency? How do they go about doing it? I hope they don't chase dollars by, you know, making, you know, hasty personnel decisions. And then I was wondering too about free agency. Like, where are the Jets in terms of being a marketable team where you can lure people in and say, you know what, come play for our team. Now, when you only win 4 games, it's probably not a desirable location. When you have the Buffalo Bills in your division and the Patriots, you know, guys may want to get bigger numbers and bigger stats and more wins somewhere else. So the way you can overcome that is your coach. And I think the coach, he is such an excellent spokesperson and representative for his team. He's well-spoken. He's intelligent. He comes off very genuine, very passionate. He has a philosophy, he has a plan, and things he believes in. And the one thing I love that he talks about is like integrity, character, and guys that love the game of football. It's all about ball for him. It's like, you know, football gives you a lot of opportunities to make a lot of money, but do you love the grind? Do you love the film study? Do you love the hard work, the sweat, all that? And that's what he talks about this last draft class, where it's like these guys want it, man. Like, and you could see it. Michael Carter, Elijah Moore, Zach Wilson, like they're football junkies. Like football means something to them more than all the opportunities it provides to them. So when Saleh talks about that, you think about, well, once he talks to a free agent, maybe he could sell his vision, he could sell his program, and he could offer, like, listen, this is where we started, this is where we're going, and he could offer his blueprint up. So a lot of the calls were interesting. Some of the things that, well, I mean, the one that bothers, just drives me insane is when somebody says, you know, I'm speaking for all Jet fans, we don't want this. No, you're speaking for yourself. There's millions of Jets fans, and we all have our own opinions, our own options, and what happens far too often is 1 or 2 analysts or draft gurus will say something, everybody takes his thing, like, that's my point of view. And there's always 2 different point of views, or maybe even 3. And the one thing I like that Saleh said was there's like internal pressure and external pressure. You know, the external pressure is the fan and the media, everybody else saying what they want, what they need, and you got to block that out and do what's best for your organization. So whatever player that is, they're saying, you know, this is the best people for us. We don't care what you think because this is our vision. Like, if we're going to go down, we're going to go down with our guys, our way. And I love that mindset. I think that's exactly where you got to be. I mean, you kind of have some faith in the direction with, you know, Joe Douglas and Saleh, that they're working hand to hand together, working in tandem. They're working very closely with the scouting department. And it's not, there's no exact science with this. And that's the other thing where it's like everybody's like, this player's a slam dunk, this player's no-brainer, all this. If we learned anything, that's far from true, especially as Jet fans. I mean, if everybody was so accurate and so right, and everybody's an expert, then you'd have 22 Pro Bowlers you'd be starting, right? I mean, every mock draft would be 98% accurate instead of 10% accurate. Like, there's so many things that go into this to just, and I respect people that say, you know what, based on what I think, this is what could translate into the player. But, I mean, we've seen it so many times where it doesn't work out. So, it was an interesting conversation. A couple of things he talked about, Michael Carter, the running back, how he developed. And, I think that it's pretty obvious they like that he can be like he can carry the offense if he had to, but they want to give him a complimentary back to go alongside him. Whether that means bring Tevin Coleman back or look at somebody else. I like Cordell Patterson a lot. He would add so much to this offense and so many different roles. Maybe you consider bringing in a fullback as well. The other couple things that were interesting was he talked about the 2020 class. And the one guy he didn't mention, he said, you know what? There are some bright spots here. You got Bryce Hall, you got Bryce Huff, you got this. The only guy he didn't mention was Denzel Mims, which I thought was interesting. He said he wanted to see Becton get back to his rookie year kind of health, shape, and fitness, which is interesting. And that's a guy that has enormous pressure on him this offseason, where he has got, you got to hope all these tough media takes and even the strong stance from the team inspires Becton, where he's like, you know what, I'm going to come in the best shape of my life. He's going to come in pissed off and just come in and want to dominate. That's the kind of mindset you have, because Saleh was very complimentary of Fant, very complimentary of Vera Tucker. So you're thinking maybe Becton will go to the right side. You don't know. He mentioned he wanted to bring back LDT, which is great. Also, he talked about, Zach Wilson, how he's growing. And he mentioned that, you know what, they can't keep in contact according to the NFL rules. But Zach Wilson will be down in Florida working out with Corey Davis, Elijah Moore, and Berrios. Is that a sign that maybe they'll keep Berrios? Something to keep an eye on there as well. So a lot of interesting nuggets. He said a lot of really cool things where it's like he came like down to earth, very transparent. I'm trying to think if I missed anything else. He talked about the kickers. It's very, very important to have a good, solid kicker. He likes Panero, but, they want to bring in legitimate competition to keep that position, upgrade it if they can. I think that was really it. It was an hour long. You listen to it, and I think it gave you a glimpse of what, how they're approaching themselves in the offseason. But I think when push comes to shove, it's going to come down to free agency. Who's the first player they're going to call? Which one of their own players did they keep? You have guys like Fadakasi, who's a team captain, good against the run. Will they keep investing money in that? But his one common theme was it's all about the line play. He kept saying line play, line play, line play. He almost you almost wonder if he wants to bring back Jarrad Davis, because he said that Jarrad Davis was playing so well before he got hurt. So maybe they try to bring him back on a flyer, keep that linebacking group somewhat intact. I don't know, but it's all about line play. So I'm curious to see, what do they do there? Do they make a big play for a Scherf? Do they bring back LDT? Do they bring back Morgan Moses? It's going to be all fascinating decisions. So thank you for watching this video. As I said, once we get we're a couple weeks away from free agency, we'll start cranking out a lot more content. I'll talk to you then.